everyone, welcome back. Before we get started, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. The usernames are on the screen for you to follow. First things first, just starting with a little bit of Fix Plus. I cleanse the skin a little bit with the Neutrogena wipe like you saw, and then using a little bit of Embryolisse Moisturizer and using this with a flat foundation brush to really make sure that the product gets pushed into the skin. So I'd like to start with the eyes first. So what I'm doing is just pushing the brow hairs up a little bit to really get a feel for the shape of the brow. Using MAC's Prolongwear Concealer in the shade NC25, I'm applying this just right underneath the brow to really get a feel for the shape. And you'll see I'm leaving the brows for last. So I'm just cleaning them up a little bit, but I like to fill them in last because if I do it first, I just find that the brows end up taking center stage, and I really want them to take almost like a step back with this look. So I want to keep them nice and soft. So with that 239 brush, just working that underneath the brow, and then picking up MAC's 286 brush, and I'm just buffing this in. Now you'll find that with this brow, I work a little bit backwards. So instead of starting at the arch and working my way down, I start at the arch and work my way in, and then just follow through. I know, it's weird. I think it's because I'm right-handed and I just have a different approach to this eye. Next, I'm picking up MAC's 24-Hour Extended Eye Base. You can tell I really like this stuff. So I just like to put a little bit on the back of my hand and picking that up with that same 286 brush to really buff this into the eye. So for this look, we're using the Soft Glam palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm using that top left shade, Tempora, however you pronounce it, to highlight the brow bone and inner corner, and I'm doing that with MAC's 252 brush, and then picking up a 224 brush with Orange Soda, and we're just working this into the crease using windshield wiper motions, back and forth motions, however which way you want to describe it. Next shade we're using is Burnt Orange with that same brush, and this is being placed right in the outer corner and being brought in, and you really just want to make sure there's a seamless look with the Orange Soda and the Burnt Orange. So make sure you take a step back, make sure everything's even, and once that's done, pick up NYX Lid Lingerie. I'm going to list the name of this down below for you to take a look at. But I'm buffing this in with the 217 brush to really create, again, a very seamless look, and that's what you want to make sure it looks like. Now, same brush, rose pink, picking it up on the belly of the brush, not the tip. So with the belly, you're just pushing this onto the lid, and by doing this, you're making sure that there's a seamless transition from the lid into the crease, but to make sure that everything is for sure flawless, pick up a clean blending brush and just buff that into each other. Now you'll find me kind of looking at the eyes, looking at the eyeshadow palette to see if I want to make this look any darker, but I don't. So all I'm doing is picking up more of that burnt orange with that 224 brush and just working that in to kind of intensify the crease a little bit more. So once that's done, I'm taking a smaller crease brush and I'm taking that NYX Lid Lingerie and just buffing that into the lower lash line. Once you have something that looks like this, take a clean Neutrogena wipe and just buff out any shadows that might have fallen underneath and clean up the line a little bit. I don't want this look to be or have any harsh lines, so I'm keeping everything soft. But I'm picking up that inner corner highlight just to intensify it a little bit more, and then what I'm doing now is taking a little bit of MAC's Teddy eyeliner pencil and buffing that into the lash line because I'm not a fan of harsh lines, so I kind of don't like eyeliner too much now. So what I like to do is still create an eyeliner look but keep everything really soft. Once I've taken a step back, I see what side needs a little bit more, so I'm going back in and adding that and buffing that out once more. And then to really seal the deal with this, since this is a cream, I'm taking a little bit of Cypress Umber, the dark brown color from the palette, with I believe this is a 212 brush, and just really pushing this in to the lash line again to create that almost like eyeliner effect. Taking an eyeliner pencil from Marc Jacobs in the waterline, the color of this will be again listed down below for you to take a look at, and applying some mascara with a disposable mascara wand. The lashes that I'm using are Wispies by Ardell, so I like to just apply at the center, attach the outer corner, and then have them look down to the opposite corner so that I can apply the inner corner, and that just makes it really easy. Easy peasy. And everybody always asks me if I can apply lashes with my nails, and quite honestly, it just makes everything easier. I don't know. So Cover FX Illuminating Primer with that same flat foundation brush to really push this in, but to take it a step further and make sure that it's nicely just in the skin, I'm using this brush. I don't know what it's called. I wish I knew, but you know what they are. Now this is Nars Sheer Glow Foundation in the shade Fiji, and I'm applying this with a damp Beauty Blender sponge. So for concealer, I'm using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard. I apply a little bit on the back of my hand and pick it up with a Beauty Blender to make sure that there's a seamless application underneath the eye. To contour, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Foundation Stick in the shade Mink. What I like to do is apply a little bit on the back of my hand and pick this up with a contouring brush. This is by Glam 22, but the exact number of this will be listed in the description box for you to view. You'll find that I like to alternate with the sponge and the brush just to create a very seamless effect. So using that same smaller crease brush and picking up a little bit of the foundation contour just to add some depth underneath the lip. And to highlight, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light Medium Honey, and just applying this underneath the eyes, in the center of the forehead, and on the chin. And to set, I'm using MAC's Mineralize Skin Finish Powder in the shade Medium Plus. And to continue contouring a little bit, we're using Nars Laguna Contouring Blush. That's what we're going to call it? Yeah, that's what we're going to call it. And I like to make sure that the lips look nice and pouty, so I'm picking up MAC's 242 brush and just contouring the lips a little bit further with the Nars Laguna contouring powder. Same thing with the nose, just alternating between the brush and the sponge to make sure that it looks a lot more natural and not too forced. So buffing out any lines that might have settled in and setting with the Hourglass Translucent Veil Powder. I'm a really big fan of this powder. I find that it leaves the skin looking very flawless and not too forced or anything, and not cakey. Cakey is what I mean by forced. So not leaving this on for too long, buffing this out with that same brush that I used to set the foundation, and the main area that I'm leaving alone is the under eye because I want that to bake a little bit more. Now when I say I love me a good bronze look, I mean I love me a good bronze look. So I'm picking up MAC's Mineralize Skin Finish in the shade Give Me Sun to really make sure that the skin looks very bronze, chiseled, and just glowing. So Fuego highlighter by Dose of Colors. I'm applying this with the Morphe M501 brush just along the high points of the cheeks, the forehead, the nose, and the chin. To tie everything together with the bronze look that I'm going for, I'm picking up Milani's Luminoso blush with, I want to say this is MAC's 159 brush. I'm totally guessing, but again, this will be listed down below. So picking up a little bit of that burnt orange with that same 239 brush that I used to clean up underneath the brows, and I'm just pushing this in to really pull everything together, and then that 242 brush with a little bit of rose pink, again, to just make sure everything is cohesive, it looks put together, and then applying a little bit of waterproof mascara on the lower lash line. So for the brows, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Brown Brow Shadow and using this with MAC's 266 brush. And I want you to really notice how often I'm going back in and picking up product, because when you're working with eyeshadow, I feel like you have to be a little bit more generous and a little bit more precise with your placement. Now you're going to see me going over the brows with a pink mascara wand. What I did was picked up MAC's Girl Boy Brow Pomade, and I lightened the brows a little bit with this. This also helps set the brows in place. So for the lips, MAC's Strip Down Lip Pencil. For the liquid lipstick, I'm using Makeup Forever in the shade 101. And then our lip gloss of choice is Please Me by MAC. And if you ever wondered how lip videos go down, this is what it looks like right here. Now, if you want to take this look a step further for your client, you can definitely highlight and contour their collarbones. I feel like this definitely pulls everything together. And then just make sure that you set everything with a setting spray. My setting spray of choice is by Scandinavia. And that completes the look. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this look. And if you decide to recreate this look, definitely tag me because I want to see everything and anything. If you aren't a part of the family already, be sure to subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up. Until my next video, everyone. Bye.